more
scissors
people
when you're attacking the back line first, and then
Yeah.
something else can attack him with from then die.
Yeah. But the more people lean into summon comps, the worse and worse scissors gets. Going
Makes sense, yeah.
poison apple tree.
We're mages. We're casting spells.
There's a beans. You could take katana at this point.
And then you can take your fire mage and your
I mean,
slide.
anvil's also pretty strong here. We're late game, seeing an extra item in every shop. Gets you like dying breath runes. All right, Oni katana on the fire mage.
And yeah, see, this is what I was thinking too. That's why I was thinking he locked, because that item was there too, not just for the fire mage.
Yeah, cast the spell. No, roll. Cast
Big
that spell.
potion.
Can't get to the pirate. You don't have enough hero attack to make the mermaid make sense. Mermage. Size potion +6/+3. And I mean, maybe you cast that on the on the fire mage just to get it started.
Feed it eggs.
There's the new dark twig, but we don't have any stealth synergies. Just rolling with it. Rainbow fish in the shop. That was a new item added last patch, chat. It's a tier 5 item, gives +1/+10, and then it grows whenever you buy a character that is a type you don't have. It gets +2/+2, I believe. So it can become a lot of stats pretty quick, especially if you're in a position like this, where you don't have much of a bench, and most of your things are similar types. We have a lot of evil monsters on this board. You could pick up, tier 2 units from other things just to keep scaling the fish. Not really a great option here, but worth considering sometimes in other comps. You guys have the Holly's Gold for extra economy.
Yeah, I haven't played with the new fish item that much.
Oberon.
What a hit.
Gets eaten. He's just going to eat the whole back row. Just all of his stuff. Just great hits here for Megadeth. The opponent attacking into the Lorelei twice and freeing up his whole anti-backline unit to just clean it out.
Yeah, I was going to say that has to be better than...
He's like, oh, but if you spend your other mana this turn, you can't buy another one of those.
Spell shop.
I mean, on 6-0, Cersei's Cup here, pretty big deal. Oh, he gets to combine the Tengus. That's pretty good. And there's also another Dr. Frank.
Yeah, for exactly as much gold as you have.
You skip here, you have 3 extra gold. You can buy something else. You can turn something evil. You can roll again.
I don't have anything to turn evil.
I mean, it's +2 attack. You've got 3 gold and 1 mana. But we've seen Megadeth pretty consistently not using that last mana, and looking for other things.
Would you say he's a doom roll enthusiast?
buy the parrot for 1 gold savings.
Yeah,
put a gold in the bank.
Spend all our mana right next turn by buying 2 of my favorite cards. Demon.
Wait to see the shop it. Asmodeus and hero swap.
Yep.
I would be surprised if he hero swaps.
Oh, I'm hero swapping here.
Because if you hero swap, then you can't roll and find the 3rd Asmodeus.
Realistically, I'm not finding it. I know how this works. I'm just I'm looking for my payoff. Until I skip and I just look at all 4 heroes and go, yeah, none of these are it.
He's judging that having more stats on board is just better than having the Lorelei.
Maybe because of the stars?
Yeah, the star. Well, and like between the puck and there's a bunch of little things on that board that just, it doesn't matter, right? Like the only thing that the Lorelei gets value off of is if the Star Child hits it.
Or if a star hits it in general, just to eat the shield, I guess.
Yeah. But you've got a lot of summons here. The opponent having summons here. It's also that's the thing about Dracula. The more Draculas there are, the more other people having summons also plays into your scaling, because it's whenever any unit dies. You see the Dracula's already up to 3 stacks of that buff. And it's gonna keep happening with the Asmodeus summons, the Dr. Frank summons, the opponents having these cats and pirate comps. It's just so many. There's a Cat Queen back there. Fire Mage says no. Misses the Cat Queen. Doesn't get even the kill on the Watson. 3 285 damage stars coming in.
Got the
Clears the back line, but opens up all the space in the world for the Dr. Frank. But,
no! The
exact lethal off the Cat Queen.
All right, popping over to Oshi since he just took him out there.
All right, let's do it.
So as you guys just saw on Oshi's board, we have ourselves a mermaid. We're into this hunter's comp or attack. I should say hero attack comp more than hunter's comp, right? Hero attack comp. Pumping up this whole board. We got some stars involved here. It's kind of like Oshi saw this board last game or a couple games ago. It's like, hey, I'll give that a shot. We'll run this one.
Yeah. Star Child here being the beneficiary of the Cat Queen stats and also the mermaid stats. And it's got its own hourglass. Just a lot of ways to give stats to the Star Child here. And we saw there's 3 285 damage stars. And there's just not much on people's boards at this phase of the game that doesn't KO. So it's taking out 3 things and kind of clearing the way for your tokens and summons to kind of chip away at everything else. But we see here Gabby with the Oberon Nocturne combo in a pretty beefy Slay comp. He's got an upgraded Celine buffing the upgraded Odette. And Odette, when she's in Moonlight, gets extra stats for the amount of whimsy you have. When Odette slays, it transforms the things in your shop. That increases your whimsy counter. So it's a pretty good slay.
Also, as Aladdin doesn't have one of those big powerhouse treasures yet. If this last turn they picked up something pretty good, that's going to be doubled up.
Yeah. A slay sword maybe would be pretty silly. He's got a baby mimic, so he's got to get 2 more treasures. A little less likely that he has.
Oh, he had a baby mimic?
Yeah. The Aladdin has. Oh, no. So he's mousing over.
No, that's yeah.
The Sovereign is the baby mimic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just 3 mediocre treasures for Aladdin. There's nothing like good yet dealt. I think it's shield and some other stuff.
Briar Shield, not bad. We see here that Oski also has the enchanted Briar Shield, so that's every time the character in slot 1 survives damage twice, they get the shield gets +1 permanent HP. So it's kind of like the Oni Katana, but it scales the other direction, and it's about them surviving hits. So it works pretty well with those like Crystal Lotus comps. You put something with a lot of health in 1, Crystal Lotus is in 2 or 3, and it helps trigger that more. Here, just no value out of it all. The thing gets 1 shot, no scaling. But the problem here is there's a very large woman in the moon. Oh, there was a large woman in the moon. It's not a problem. We've got stars.
Yeah, we got big stars.
And Gabby here, he got the Helix in 1 too. He was like tripling up that Slay Moon.
Yeah, I think they just got that.
Not enough.
All right, 6-drop treasure here. Feels pretty good.
Yeah, you're probably getting out of that Enchanted Briar Shield at this point and into a Moonlight Greatsword.
Moonlight Greatsword seems decent.
Plus 20 attack to all of your stuff.
Yep.
Because you're summoning things, the Infinity stats generally not as good as the Aura stats. We've got a food comp left. Haven't seen one of those in the finals yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Looks like the Sovereignty's got something going there with some Fishermen and the Flounders and Zill on Queen of Hearts in the more standard Dracula summons build, it looks like.
So you would be taking this study in Scarlet here. You really like this. So does Osi.
Yeah, the +3 attack is +6, +3 on your magnifying glasses, which then the mermaid is sharing to everything on your board. So it's a lot of value if you're in any of these hero attack comps. Just as a percentage, like even at 50 hero attack, adding 3 more hero attack is a meaningful increase. So I think it's generally pretty good. I mean, there's a Moonlight Charm in this.
Did you see they baby mimicked Orchestra last turn?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what the dwarf champion has.
And Zill is got Shooting Stars and Dracula and is fighting a ghost this turn. That does not feel good. When you're fighting the other person at like 12 HP and the person with 30 is getting a ghost turn.
Yikes.
Yeah. And you're doing summons, but they have the Dracula you don't. Like our Cat Queen is strong, but it's only 4. 4 is not a big number on a Cat Queen. Oski spending more time looking at Zill's board than looking at his opponent this round's board.
Yeah, he's already got it.
That's the problem you really have to solve, right? But just being top 3, note, being top 3, Oski will be live in round 4. That's a guarantee. Zill, no finish here, I think gets him to live. And the other players, YB Shy. YB Shy needs a first in this lobby to be live. So YB Shy's got a lot on the line here, and Oski's already ahead of the game.
I was looking for maybe a Xerxes Cup out of that book to take care of that.
Oh, hit the good boy before the herding dog. That helps a lot. And those stars, I think there's going to be enough here to push through this. Keep 1 HP on the Fisherman, the Flounder. Eats a hit. But the Celery Tea, there's just nothing you're going to get there. And YB Shy knocked out here, not going to be live after this lobby.
Zill lost to the Ghost.
No. Oh, what?
Yep.
Yeah, his HP went to...
Yeah, Zill lost to the Ghost. He was at 28. He took a chunk from the Ghost.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Aladdin Ghost? The Aladdin Ghost was in a Slay comp, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Which is kind of bad for his summons.
Yeah, maybe they just ate. The moons just ate.
Yeah, and the
Aladdin 2 moons.
The Aladdin hadn't quite got there, right? He had the tripled up Slay Moon, but he lost to the stars. But still got some slays first. And I imagine the next, like, it keeps scaling, right? The
stars are just big enough to take out the moons, and I guess Zill does not have that kind of firepower.
Yeah. And if the moons get around to a second turn to slay, it just
they're at 1,000.
But he still does have the Chrono Crystal. I think he just added the Symbol Unity. I don't think he had that the previous turn. So he's got Symbol and Shooting Stars now with the Chrono Crystal. He's just looking for an Oberon, right? I don't think he had the Oberon yet in the back with the Dracula.
So are we looking for an Oberon here too, or are we just taking the Titania? We're happy.
I mean, the Titania makes us pretty... That's 6 stars. You get 3 of them after 5 turns and 3 of them after 8 turns. He was about to sell for a spell that he couldn't cast.
Well,
I
do that sometimes.
Is he doing this for the supply cabinet?
I think he's doing it for the spell, so he has more stuff for the Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, because right now you're summoning 1 for the Dr. Frank and 1 for every 2 evils. You have the cat, and it summons 3 other cats.
Yeah, but you have to get lucky. Those cats have to be on the field and die before your Dr. Frank hits, and that's not always going to happen, right?
It's pretty unlikely. Yeah.
I guess we do have the moth back over.
Super moth. Yeah, you could move the Cat Queen to 5 and put the Dr. Frank in 7.
Yeah, then your cats have a much better chance of dying.
Yeah. And the cat
I'm ready for it to work out.
But like your Cat Queen getting hit to low HP and then getting picked off is pretty rough. That's a big Celery Tea. He's like really hoping he hits... Nope, doesn't hit the Duelist. Because all the stars happen at the front end for Oski's comp.
That duelist would have been crazy on the T.
Yeah. But there's a big Pandora's box back there, and there's the 3rd star hits. Oh, that was the best hit for that star. Hitting that star instead of hitting the Dracula instead of hitting the pirate there was a huge deal. But you still got to win this fight several times. There's a Chrono Crystal over there. You're cleaning up this one. The stars aren't going to be enough. You only deal 8 damage. And Zill is scaling harder, I think, with that Dracula.
Yeah, we got lucky by hitting that on the 1 of 3.
Yeah. Because the Pandora's box or the pirate summoning stuff blocking then for the Dracula to keep it alive. It's a big deal. Do you put the stealth here on the Duelist? I might have bought that stealth ward for the Duelist knowing they have the teacup. Because you don't care if the other 3 things in your front line get teacupped. But the Duelist getting teacupped is a huge blowout.
Yeah.
You can't.
Is everything in the hand getting the buffs from the Mermage having the Magnifying Glass also? Okay.
Just the things on board when Mermage triggers. Got his own Chrono Crystal here.
So those stats are just coming from like Cat Queen and... You'll never have enough to get through it.
We lost the stream.
We can pop over to someone else while we wait. Who else was still in the who else in the final? Zill.
It was Oski versus
Zill.
Zill.
Yeah, we'll pop over to Zill.
Well, we were gonna pop over to Zill.
If it loads.
Chad, it's an epic finals, we promise.
If we
exciting things are happening. Oski versus Zill. Both of them have chrono crystals.
Yeah, so
both of them are below 10 HP.
Yeah.
Oski
went back live. Do you guys want to go try that one more time?
I'll try it. Sorry about that, chat. But we've got it going again. Oski found a bottled lightning to go with his mermage.
Oh, man. That is what a hit.
It's a lot of extra stats. A second Titania here. Go first spell.
Oh, we lost last round. That's what happened.
Yeah, Chrono Crystal is gone, and we're at 1 HP.
Yeah, that's where we got the other Ascendants from. So are we just upgrading the mermage?
Yeah, it's attack at this point almost doesn't matter. It's really about having enough HP, and I just don't know there's enough HP. There's the Oberon. Zill found the Oberon. It's gonna be really, really hard to come back from like the number of stars he summons and how much damage they do. Like you need something that hits back row, and we just don't have. Oski does not have anything that hits back row. Doesn't even use the Ascendants this turn.
Maybe he just knows.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Zill's been like hard trying to force this comp all day and just hasn't hit the last 2 rounds.
And finally hit.
Finally hit this round, and we're going to see it in action. Those stars ticking down. It says 5, chat. But it does 112. And it keeps going up because the Oberon keeps gaining attack whenever anything dies. It's gonna Dr. Frank summons here are a big deal. We're out of stars.
The Blizzard, not a great cast there either. And then we didn't even get to attack with the back.
Yep, and just a full reload off of that. And yeah, all for roll. Carrying it, that Dracula comp. It still works, chat. Not as strong.
And the Oberon made the difference for sure. I think you were talking about that before he picked it up, and he said he was looking for it. So that definitely made all the difference. But I think that's going to be it for round 3. We got some interesting scenarios now because that was someone who couldn't go live, but you said Oski did go live by coming in second place, right? So we do have someone, at least one person live. I know Ninja's going to do that during the break and see the rest of those. But don't forget, you guys can hop on over to the Discord, join up with us if you're enjoying here today. You can always talk about stuff going on in there. There's always a lot of stuff going on. So hop over and check out the Discord, !boy Discord in the chat. And don't forget your crystals, your free crystals this month, !boy crystals in the chat. We'll give that code to you guys. Don't forget to use that before the end of stream. We will catch you in a few minutes. We're going on a few minute break. Welcome back. We're coming in for another round here of FTF in the monthly tournament, and we have 2 live players going into this round. We're going to be following one of them, and I think Ninja's ready to break that down for you.
Yeah. So the threshold is 19 points to be live. Currently, we have Gabby and Oski both at 23 points. So they're both live. Either of them wins this lobby, they are the winner. We have a few people that are close. YB Shy at 17 off that last win. All for roll now at 14, fairly close to getting there in the next lobby. And then behind that, we got Synesthesia at 12, Megadeth at 10, Brain Game at 5, and Stonehenge Druid having a rough day so far, currently 4 points. But as long as you keep winning, no one else can win. That's the thing about this kind of race format. People go live when they have the points, but you have to win a lobby after that. So anyone can just win 3 lobbies and they win.
Yeah, I actually really like that about this format. It's a little box out, you come in first place, all these other people are already live right behind you. So I think we're getting ready to start this next round. It's been pretty crazy games today. I mean, you talked about before we got into it today, that last comp we just saw from Zill. It was the first time we saw it, really working. But as you said, is still working. Some of the other boards a little more classic. We saw Cats, we saw Good Boy, Oops, All Good Boys basically built at that point with a couple Arthurs. But some of the more I don't know if I'm used to seeing the normal stuff. So we'll see how it goes this round. We're following Oski again. So
yeah, a fair amount of, I think, kind of the 3 major ones. They're outlier, like the Oops All Good Boys. You have an infinity on 15. Like you have Oops All Good Boys, but like
double infinity.
Most of what we're seeing people build into are kind of these summon comps that then go into kind of a hunter mermage. Our magnifying glass direction, that's really popular, or that kind of summons into Cats, summons into Dracula plus stuff. We've seen it with some scam stuff mixed in. We've seen it with we just saw the Oberon Stars version of it. There's a few different ways that can go, but just kind of leveraging these scaling stat things that you get from seeing things die or summoning things looks fairly strong right now. If you have a lot of stats you hit, you can do an Oops All Good Boys. I mean, we've even seen some like more classical hunters in a couple of the games. We saw, just a bunch of Hansel and Gretel's
at the end of it, yeah.
Sherlock, yeah. So those are all looking like pretty fairly strong comps. But also, I guess what we haven't seen much of is dwarves. That's probably the comp that feels like it's been missing the most.
Yeah, of everything. And we've seen a bunch of Sovereignies, so it's not like we're not seeing that picked or, interacting with items. We're still picking up items, but just dwarves by itself, not the same. Also, if you didn't know, Oski's really having a good time at the tournament today. You can tell because he nerfed himself by not taking Dionysus, taking Cricketer for this game. But you were, to all seriousness, you were talking about how you think this would be a good option for a character if the meta was similar to last month's meta.
Yes, because the hero power there on Cricket, for those that haven't played it much yet or seen it before, says if you're missing a mana, your shop sells an additional item. So it gives you a little bit of play there to cast a spell early in a turn, and then you're seeing extra items in all of your subsequent shops, which is helpful. We've seen a lot of items being picked up and being very influential on the outcomes of these games. And the second half of the text is once you hit level 3, your shop will always sell an additional character that is 1 level lower than you. So when you're level 3, there's always an extra level 2 character in your shop. You're level 4, you're always an extra level 3 character shop. And a lot of the meta right now is built on some really powerful and key tier 5 units. So being able to always, when you're on level 6, see one of those tier 5 units is a big deal to help you finish tripling them up, or even picking up extras of those things like Dracula's, duelists. We haven't seen a lot of Frank today, but Frank still seems strong with the amount of stats we're seeing on some of these boards. And putting that at the end of a pirate chain instead of an extra cat or something could be something we see from someone in one of these games. But now we've got a vampire bat beast pickup here from Oski, and trying to protect that cursed rose by getting everything in the front to 3 attack, because that seems like the cutoff he's looking for to kill the opposing vampire bat.
Yeah, and not a big deal to keep it safe this turn if you're planning on picking up something to put in your hand next turn. But yeah, I might play this hero more after you explain it to me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm always here to pick up some pirates and franks.
Yeah. And being able to see those reliably on 6 is nice, but also like a lot of times I think we all are in a position where like you bought 2 of something and then you spend the rest of the game and you just like end up selling your 2 Princess of Wise, your 2
Elaine's
or Celine's or something. You just end up like they just end up being just a couple extra gold. Where if you could more reliably find the third thing later in the game to treasure them up, it's a little more impactful.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Even you said like one thing pair. I can think it back to so many times where I bought 2 things that are pairs on those turns and they just never pair up. And I just have like I'm playing, the expression pair gaming, where you just sitting there just like, oh, I got a full hand of, oh, look at the triple conste.
All 3 consties are here.
No, I guess we don't even look at it yet.
I mean, it's dwarves are in a bad spot, chat. When somebody sees a triple of a dwarf in a shop, is just like, no thanks.
Yeah,
I mean, Consti's not the most impressive of dwarves, and we have also seen, since the Vampire Daggers got nerfed a few patches ago to being 2-1 and 3-2, we've seen a fair amount of fall off, and also the rework on the bags and carrot and how they interact with dwarves and items and stuff. We've seen a little bit of a fall off to that kind of comp, and so it's just not as much value from Consti these days.
Yeah, I guess we're just not also thinking 9 gold is worth a 3-drop treasure at the end of the day for 14/14 in the treasure, but
yeah.
Ooh, we see some owls.
Yeah, multiple owls, but only a 4/4 owl. So the Sundiata like whiffing pretty hard on trap spells in the follow-up to upgrading that early owl. That feels a little rough. I mean, you can have a 12/12 or 14/14 owl by 3-0. And it looked like it at most is going to be like an 8/8 here.
Yeah, it's pretty small for this part of the game. I mean, maybe it's just from playing with you 6/6, from playing with you so much, where it's just like I'm focused on trying to cast those spells when I get that upgraded owl on 1.
And the Cursed Rose takes the second hit and is gone. There will be no transformed prince this time.
High value on these pirates.
Yeah, even on Duelist.
And picking that up for the value, because I guess it is going to power up both of those on the board, but then we get the short sword with it.
Bench the Tracker Harding, or you just don't play the Duelist this turn. That makes sense too. It's like, the Duelist is technically more stats than the Beast. It's 1/1 and it gives the thing that it summons +1/+1. So technically you get more stats out of benching the Beast here and putting the Duelist in to summon something.
Well, by a 0.01.
It also, in theory, could protect something on your board, like if the opponent has like we saw Princess Wise on the last board, right? That's still a fairly common pickup on 3-0 as a slay unit, a scaling unit. And so, I mean, and you're playing against a trophy hunter, you definitely want to check the board, because if they are casting Great Wave this turn, like you definitely want to protect something with your. You put Odette in your hand and put the
so you have a chance for the slay and everything.
The Beast isn't going to do anything either. It's just gonna die. But no, there was no Princess of Wise last turn, so they don't have the guaranteed wave here. So this is a little bit safer. I mean, there's also an Agent of the Moon in the shop, and you've got an Odette that you're leaning into. A little bit of slay synergy, but just not valuing that. Looking for other 3-drops, something else to help put together. I mean, this is there isn't a lot of synergy on this board yet.
Yeah, and you're not going to see that this early. Still just trying to pick up whatever you can that's value based and get through these turns.
Gets the best possible hit on the first
Kappa, the high roll Kappa.
But just one attack short still of getting the win there, and just health kind of getting chipped away. But a second Odette just hooking him up.
Yeah, with these mysterious Mrs. Hollies.
Mysterious Mrs. Hollies for no mana and 2 gold.
Wait, is it a wombo to play this character with Odette?
I'm not really.
Yeah, because maybe it's not your lowest thing in the shop, but you have no chance at having it.
Right? Because it guarantees you'll never have all things your level in the shop.
Yeah.
But then make something a level higher than you.
Yeah.
Which is the high roll of Odette. Is like, oh, I've got a shop like on 4-0. I have a shop of all 4-drops, or like you like I guess 4 is less likely. 4-1. You like roll a couple times, you end up with a shop with all 4-drops. You lock it. Odette slays. You're guaranteed to get a 5-drop. You just can't really do that with cricket.
These two mysterious Mrs. Hollies are great with the Sleeping Bureau and the Bluebell up front if we're still going to have to play them at this point of the game.
And it does kind of feel like that's where this is. It's like, well, these are the things that we kind of have to play because
we spent all our gold and this is what we have.
Yeah. I mean, there's that hourglass, the magnifying glass in the shop. Like, I guess we're going into 4. We can't lock for it. We don't want to really sell 3 things from our bench for it.
You don't have to because you have Demon's Deal, but you're at 22 already.
Yeah, I don't think we're Demon's Deal. I mean, I could see selling the short sword and 2 things off the bench to upgrade the short sword into the 6 attack. But again, like we don't have a ranged unit to like.
But if we ever go 5, we're gonna insta pick up Watsons if we've learned anything today. So these magnifying glasses I'm valuing.
They had more stars than we do, so they're going to clear out more of our stuff. And just 3 damages, just short again.
Yeah, we're coming so close to these. Oh, there's a starter on 4-0 with our puck.
Yeah. Yep, we bench Snowball. Put the range unit in the back. There's also another short sword. Muddy Ocean Crab. That'd be a spicy one.
We didn't pick it up.
Gain 4 HP here. No. Do we check opponent's board to see if there's anything worth stealing?
Person's in first.
We're just going for Rapunzel's Prince. Okay. Making quest progress. It is a unit that just can kind of play on board. Although with the 2 Miss Hollies not combined, there's just not really a good place to play it.
I guess that's like a little advanced buy for when you do combine those Hollies, right?
Oh, and he's looking. That is a very, very large farmer behind 2 board farm boys. This is a comp I've run into on the ladder a few times that is just brutal to play against on like 3-1, 3-2, 4-0. Just so hard to have enough stats to get through that 30, 40 farmer as it keeps getting more of those food stats every turn from those farm boys in front of it. Having a ranged unit helps. Being able to get cheap shots at it. If it like you attack it, it attacks one of your other units, your ranged unit gets to attack it again, you can kind of chip it down. But it's just hard to compete with that much stats at this stage of the game.
Out of the last like 4 games we've watched, we've bought in like 4 gold units on 4-0.
Yeah. 4-0 feeling tough. Oh, and they cast the farm spell.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And he hits the range unit first.
Yep.
Just, not good. Why Be Shy crushing it there, and Oski down to 12 at the bottom of the lobby and fighting the Aladdin. At least you're fighting something else that in theory is weak this turn, but Aladdin always kind of can like just turn the corner. The turn that you get that 3rd treasure,
yeah,
even if it's not a great one. We see the Rapunzel's on 4 there, so not likely to have a treasure from that. Let's see. I mean, there's a pair of Angel Warriors here that are just big.
Yeah, you put them in 1 and 2.
Yeah, you sell Miso, sell Bluebell, sell something else, and just get 2 Angel Warriors on your board.
You have a short sword too, so you can get rid of that.
Yeah, he really wants this Odette to finish, but like, how?
We're gonna pay all of our life, but we're getting our treasure.
It's a 7-3 on 4-1. I mean, I'd also be tempted to sell 2 things to Lightning Bolt here. I'm at 12 HP.
Yeah, so when I first saw this shop, I thought about all 3 of those, just selling the handout and the sword and just getting both the 4-drop range and using the. Oh no, but you can't because it costs mana, huh?
You can't Lightning Bolt and buy both
you can't
the
second
Angel Warriors,
one,
but
I'm buying Angel Warrior. I think priority.
Yeah, the locking for the Angel Warrior and Lightning Bolting this turn is a little cheaper. You like lose less value that way. And it does give you, a 4-drop pair. Next, you have 2 4-drop pairs next turn and enough golden mana to find the other one on either one of those pairs.
Yeah.
And like, if you hit that Rapunzel's Prince, you like just neuter this whole board, right? Like the Rapunzel becomes no stats. They lose the Iron Will Prince in the back row.
We're just not scared.
But you also could hit the Snow White Bride of Dracula and your lightning bolt did nothing.
We got the sleigh, the 50-50 we hit.
Wild. Stars. Hits the big unit first, gets the
Beautiful.
tie.
Hey, something finally worked out for us either.
All right, we magic beaming.
The magic bean feels a little
Pair
rough.
of cat boxes. Feels a little late, but people have been really liking cat box. There's also wizard hat here. Having one more mana lets you trigger your hero power more ability and still maintain flexibility.
You're telling me we're not going to talk about Godmother's Wand?
There's also a bigger magnifying glass in the shop. A Celine that gives Moonlight to our Odette. Gives it a lot more stats. No, we're going cats.
I think you knew that. you knew it.
I wonder if he was thinking about the fact that he was going to proc the Beast Prince there. Because procking the Beast Prince into a tier 3 off of that treasure feels bad.
Yes.
Like you took the beans there.
And then snapped
you
up.
You didn't really have a choice. That was the order it was going to happen in, because the sleigh treasure always going to have at the start of the turn. But buying the 2 cat boxes. I mean, there was an alpha. I guess it's 4/2. You don't really want Celine Alpha Tanuki on 4/2. Free spell? We cast free spells?
Yeah, free spells. Also a magnifying glass. We want to get rid of the rescue runner or the other thing, but
there's another rescue runner.
I'm smooching the Odette here.
Yeah.
Upgraded 4-drop seems fine on 4/2 to me.
I'm just. This is wild to me.
Oh, sell one of the hollies and both swords. Oh wait, you have the other holly still. Never mind.
I'm just like, we're at 12 health and we've spent 12 gold on things that do not play on our board. Like the rescue runners and the cats. We spent 9 gold this turn on 4/2 buying 3 drops that are not playing on our board.
Think about your future.
We're gonna get.
We also only bought one of those reins. I thought we had the other one.
I know. We only we find Watson next turn. Ha, we got him. I guess.
I'm in for that.
Or
Dracula.
Sick. Like, that's what it is, right? You're looking for a Watson or Dracula next turn, and it just like makes this make sense.
So the meta right now is basically just how my base play for the last like 6 months, anyway.
I mean, the payoffs seem to be a little more impactful than just going Franks.
They do, but you know, I'm still just gonna go.
It's a lot of pirates and summons. And
we didn't. Oh, we're gonna hit still. It's
okay.